Alright, we're gonna act like, I'm not starting 8 minutes late. What's going on, everyone? I already see there's a bunch of people in the chat. I see Xavier and Garrett are already here. Yeah, you guys are all in the chat. Alright, so the reason why I'm late is I had to make sure, like, the lighting and stuff was good, so I gotta make sure. This looks good. Do you guys think the screen looks good? Hashtag late. I just had to make sure the lighting was good, the thumbnail was good. So, yeah, we should be getting to go shortly. Alright, so I think everything looks good right now. I'm just gonna have to put this in, like, Discord and stuff. And then we will be good to go. So we're gonna start off with going through stats and stuff. And then we will officially get to start the off-season. So, I am very excited. I did go to the bathroom, actually, just so I wouldn't have to go now. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, that's a little weird, but I made sure I already went. Let's just say that, because I don't want to have to go halfway through. That's a little bit weird. Alright, so, what do you guys think for rankings going to be at the end of this season? I'm going to say 12. At the beginning of the season next year, we might not be ranked. I don't know. Because this game hates us. Alright. Okay, so we're good to get started. Totally not 10 minutes late. Man, I'm a terrible YouTuber. Wink, wink. Okay, so last episode, which I uploaded on Thursday, we took on the UCLA Bruins, and to put things short, we went 13 for 13 on third downs, which is incredible. Let me just make sure a couple things are working. Alright, the screen looks pretty good to me. Don't think we'll be ranked. The Pandas weren't ranked at the beginning of this season. I don't think we'll be ranked at the beginning of the season either. We will probably be a 4-star school. So, who knows. Champ Britton probably had the best game of his college career. Mr. Hurricane 2.0, I appreciate it. Alex Ellis was solid. No touchdowns, though. Eddie Goolsby had a great final game of his career. How late are you? You are about 3 minutes late. You have not missed anything, so don't worry. But Eddie Goolsby, very good game. Cortez Thorne in his final game was pretty good. Fontenot in his final game with a touchdown. And then the junior Dustin Schwend also scored. On defense, Ash Jakar led us in tackles. He's probably going to be back this year unless he declares, which I kind of doubt. Not as late as me, that's right. Mel Flint, the redshirt senior in his final game, 5 tackles, tackle for loss and a sack. Parker Bradford in his last game got an interception. Rashawn Lilly in his last game had 2 tackles for loss and a sack. Trey Cooper Jr. in his last game got a tackle for loss. And then in Calvin Richardson's final game, 1 for 1 for field goals, 5 for 5 from extra point. Okay, so let's take a look at our stats. So, Champ Britton, his sophomore season, he was extremely efficient. 198.1 passer rating, almost 70% completion. The yards are down, not by much, and the touchdowns are the same. That's because we ran the ball a lot more this year with the addition of Alex Ellis and Sebastian Jackson. As you can see, more completions, but a lot less attempts. This controller better not be an issue today. It better not. I remember, if you guys were here during the very first Westlake off-season stream when we were doing recruiting and my controller wouldn't work for about 10 minutes, that was kind of funny. We already got 6 likes. Jeez. Champ is indeed the champ. His name is Champ for a reason. Oh no, that's 1 like. 6 viewers and 1 like. I'm blind. But the touchdowns weren't up. The interceptions were down. The interceptions really weren't down because we had less attempts. But overall, Britton's numbers are really not that much different. It's just the efficiency. And his efficiency is up. Alex Ellis, redshirt freshman, 1,173 rushing yards and 19 touchdowns. That's a lot of touchdowns. Receiving AOA Aluko had another good season. Not as spectacular numbers as he did last season. Cortez Foreign, his numbers got worse every year, but that's just because we've added more talent. You're blind? Oh, I get it. Yes, my name is indeed blind. Wink, wink. But Cortez Foreign stats got a little bit worse every year, except for touchdowns. But Cortez Foreign was obviously still a great, great player. Eddie Goolsby, he had a really good, I would say, second half of the season. Dustin Schwend was alright. What's good, RMP? Welcome to the stream. Alright, so, blocking. The blocking was pretty good. Apparently, our leading 2 sack getters were, I believe, conference All-Americans. But, like, these guys down here, like Chris Beckett, for example, wasn't. Hashtag SMH. Defense, Ash Jakar had a really good year. 91 tackles, 6 for a loss, 2 interceptions. Mel Flint was phenomenal. 88 tackles, 19 for a loss, 5 sacks, 2 interceptions. David Baker, 71 tackles, 8 for a loss. Trey Cooper Jr., 45 and 6. Brock Rivero, 34, 14 and 4. Wesley McNamara, 34 and 6 picks. Quentin Campbell had 5 picks. Parker Bradford, he only had 1 sack. That surprises me. And here are the rest of his stats. And then kicking, Calvin Richardson. Is this going to be slow? Calvin Richardson, not a spectacular season for a 98 overall, but, you know, it could have been worse. You missed the lateness. Danny Ash is about to be a senior, yeah. At least we're not losing him, though, unless he declares, which would suck. Because I don't feel comfortable of starting a 71 overall at strong safety next year. Because that's what it's probably going to be. Brenton Scott, a true freshman. He's going to probably be the replacement Brenton Scott, but I don't really want to start him this year. Here's a look at the rankings. Georgia and Maryland in the national championship. Who do you guys think is going to win? I assume a lot of people are going to say this team, including myself, because they still have Jake Fromm and DeAndre Swift. There's us at 16. I believe we're actually technically 15 on the BCS Bowl, or the BCS rankings. Maryland and the Natty, this game makes no sense. Alright, let's take a look at the Heisman winner. That went to Zion Eccles of California, who we played last year in our bowl game. There's Brandon McElwain as well, another California player. DeAndre Swift, Sam Ellinger, and David Barrett are also in the running. And then All-Americans. We had a few. I did already look at the All-Americans and awards and stuff, but I haven't showed them to you all. So nobody on offense. On defense, we have Mel Flint making the first team All-NCAA, and then Ash Jakar making it. Which Boston College was that good? Alright, so Mel Flint and Ash Jakar are All-NCAA first team members on the second team. Nobody on offense, but on defense, the true freshman, Wesley McNamara, and then on the freshman team, Jermaine Wells, the GOAT! This is the first time, I believe, since probably Season 1 that we did not have a quarterback at the freshman spot here. That's assuming C.J. Clifford didn't make it when he was a freshman. He might have. But for us, we got Alex Ellis, Brock Rivero, Q.J. Casimir, Wesley McNamara. So pretty much any freshman who started for us. Why are you not a blue wrench? Let's change that. You are now a blue wrench. Okay, so all Mountain West. We're not going to look at the other conferences. They're not cool. Maybe we'll look at the Pac-12, though, because that's where we're going to be moving. But all Mountain West first team, Champ Britton, AOA Aluko, Cortez Foreign, Lionel Cotton, Trey Cooper Jr., Brock Rivero, QJ Casimir, Chad Lineford. So our whole defensive line made it. Mel Flint, Wesley McNamara, Quentin Campbell, Ash Jakar. And then on the second team, Alex Ellis, Joel Clayton, Rashawn Lilly, David Baker, Kevin McKinney. Now let's take a look at the Pac-12, maybe see what we'll have to take on next year. A lot of these guys are seniors, though, so that's good. So a lot of Arizona players, pretty much their whole defense. So it's pretty much all of California's offense and all of Arizona's defense on the first team. J.J. Taylor is 5'6". This dude has been a beast in this series. I'm very grateful he's not going to be on Arizona next year. But the rest of it, there's an Oregon player, another Oregon player, whoop-de-doo. Okay, so let's take a look at award winners, and then we will officially get going. So the Maxwell, goes to Brandon McElwain of California. Walter Camp, Zion Eccles, also from California. Ben Nardrick, Damari Mathis from Pitt. Mel Flynn at number 4, Ash Jakar at number 7. We are all very cool. Cool with a K. UCLA, Arizona, and Cal, those teams dominated. And we killed UCLA, remember. So that says that maybe that conference ain't that good. Maybe we'll just flat out dominate. There's Tua. Would have played in the Natty had he not lost to Jake Fromm in the SEC Championship. No Champ Britton. No Alex Ellis. Cortez Ford has never been a finalist for the Biletnikoff. I think that's foul. Tight end, Mackey Award. No one, because we barely throw to our tight end. This is not Illinois. Outland, nobody. Remington, nobody. Lombardi, probably nobody. Best linebacker, Mel Flint, who won the award last year. He also won Benarica last year. He is number 4. That's probably it. And then best defensive back, the Jim Thorpe Award, we got Ash Jakar, number 8. True freshman, Sean Neal. Good for him. Wink, wink. The Lou Groza Award, no. Ray Guy, no. Best returner, no. Alright, so let's simulate the week. Who's going to win the Natty, Maryland or Georgia? I assume we're all going to say Georgia. No, Illinois is probably going to win the Natty. Where is Foreign? Foreign always gets snubbed. Poor Illinois. Illinois is indeed up there. Up the voters' butt. That's where Illinois belongs. 1 vote for Georgia. I just assume we're all going to vote for Georgia. I kind of want Maryland to win because we actually played Maryland in this series, Season 1. And their offensive tackle was playing quarterback for them because these rosters were kind of jacked up. And they actually beat us. That guy was pretty good. But it wasn't like a blowout, which we did have a decent amount of blowouts year 1. Year 1 was pretty ugly. Alright, so 1 vote for Maryland, 1 vote for Georgia. I think Georgia, but I'm rooting for the Terps. Because why not? They're probably not going to ever win a Natty. No, UMass will win the Natty. I gotta make everyone on UMass a 99 overall because that's the only way UMass can win the Natty. Obviously, in real life, UMass is probably going to win the next, 10 national champions, but this game doesn't realize that. So, look at this. Champ Britton has broken the passer rating, or QB rating, in a season, which was originally set by Justin Herbert. Cortez Ford school record. I mean, these are actually Iowa's records, so they don't really matter. Okay, Cortez Ford breaking a lot of receiving records. Champ Britton with another record. So pretty much just Cortez Ford and Champ Britton breaking records. 16, we dropped in the rankings? Huh? Alright, so Georgia did beat Maryland 55-38. Maryland is still at number 2. Maryland has 26 votes. What? Poor Tyus Cummings. I thought he was going to be so, at least decent, but he wasn't. But why did we drop? Who jumped? I don't know how this happened. Huh. Oh well. Alright, so let's take a look at the bowl results. Army played Cal. That's an interesting game. I'd probably go with Cal. Just because their backfield was insane in this game. Are we going to win the Pac-12? Of course we're going to win the Pac-12. You did a Dynasty with UMass. Did they win the Natty, yes or no? That's what I want to know. In year 1. Alright, so here's a look at the bowl games. Bowling Green is ranked. Yeah, they beat Ohio State week 1. And they're getting a freshman quarterback who happens to be the brother of Eric Fisher. His name is Derek Fisher. He was a custom recruit. I was looking at him, and he actually looks really good. He's like a 74 overall, but he looks kind of filthy. We're definitely going to have to play Bowling Green in this series with Derek Fisher at quarterback. And then in the Natty, of course, Georgia won. In the other BCS games, in the Cotton Bowl, this isn't really a BCS bowl game, but I guess it kind of is now. Florida beat Iowa State. We won 2 games in the first 3 years. Oh, gosh. In the Orange Bowl, Pitt beat Cincinnati. You did it hella realistic. That sounds kind of realistic. Alabama beat Marshall in the Sugar Bowl. Marshall was undefeated. Florida State beat Texas in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. In the Rose Bowl, Cal beat Army. In the Outback Bowl, look at that score. How is Nebraska not ranked but LSU 13? And the Capital One Bowl, Ohio State beat Auburn. Alright, that's that. Marshall won every game. That's kind of crazy. If they had college football playoff in this game, then I think Marshall would have made the playoffs since they'd been the number 4 team. Alright, here we go. End of the season. The season is now over. And we can finally start the offseason at 12:24. I did not think we'd be starting the offseason at 12:24. But here we are, I guess. We won Coach of the Year. Congratulations to Mason Conway. Coach of the Year. I mean, we started off 0-2 and we won our next 12, so. In the Durand playoff, Marshall lost to Bama. I remember that. I remember that game. Army went 11-2. Army's going to win today, boys. Army's might go 11-2 in real life this year because they only have 2 losses. Score a touchdown. How did we score 10 touchdowns? We didn't score 10 touchdowns in the bowl game, but we did not score 10 total touchdowns this season. We scored a lot more. Alright, so a lot of accomplishments. Can we get an upgrade? Okay, so A+ prestige for head coach Mason Conway. Colgate could upset North Dakota State. North Dakota State's always so good. They really should move to the FBS, I feel like. If Marshall would have beaten Georgia better than Maryland, hashtag better than UMass. Alright, so 3 straight Mountain West championships, and we finally won our first bowl game. Look at that 3-9 season, man. Every year we go up. Next year we're probably not going to win 12 games. Instead of playing, like, what did we play? 5 Power 5 teams this year? We're going to play, like, 10. Coaching carousel, obviously, we are not going to go anywhere new. Bill Snyder retired. He retired in real life. And then Baylor, Matt Rule was fired. Rumored candidates. Why is Mason Conway a candidate? We're not leaving. You moving to the Pac-12? I am indeed moving to the Pac-12. It's time. Alright, we're not going to really focus on coaching changes. We'll just go to players leaving. Okay, so North Dakota State's leading 7-0. Interesting. 6:20 left in the first quarter. Is that the FCS championship, or is that just a playoff game? What's good, Magic Raider? Welcome to the stream. We should play Fortnite? Sure. What is your PSN? Or Epic account name, or whatever it is. Never mind, huge play. I'm confused, but okay. So, players leaving. We better not have a good player transfer. Someone like Leon Moore or Jeremy Harrington transfers. Oh, would you look at that? We have a new offensive coordinator. It says 26 upgrades. Jackson Kelly is no longer the offensive coordinator, and I think our new offensive coordinator is going to be, like, maxed out. Alright, so Jackson Kelly has left for a new job, and so is Seistik Youngblood. I would not be shocked if they are now head coaches. Okay, so our new coordinators are Doc Holliday, who has 26 upgrade points, and Kyle Peters, who has 1. So our offensive coordinator is really good, and our defensive coordinator sucks. So where is Jackson Kelly and Seistik Youngblood going? I assume they're now head coaches? Alright, S and J. This does it by first name for some reason. No cable down here in your basement? That's tough. Seistik Youngblood is now the head coach at Central Michigan. And then Jackson Kelly is probably a head coach somewhere. Where's Kelly? Am I just totally blind? Where's Jackson? Jackson Kelly is now the head coach at Indiana. Interesting. So, Seistik Youngblood will be coaching at Central Michigan, and Jackson Kelly will be coaching at Indiana. So, Doc Holliday is a... Wait, is that Roy Halladay? Huh. R.I.P. Roy, by the way. Okay, so this offensive coordinator is a freaking beast. Our defensive coordinator sucks. Has his skill maxed out? Oh, we got to do an injury. He is almost maxed out. He just needs one more injury thing. My goodness. And then this defensive coordinator sucks. Kyle Peters, you trash. So Jackson Kelly's actually returning to the Big Ten. That's kind of funny. He played at Illinois, now he's coaching at Indiana. Yeah, I don't know how a former Illinois player goes to Indiana. Alright, players leaving. We better not have anyone good transfer or declare for the draft. Sebastian Jackson is transferring to Indiana. Hold on a minute. Okay, so Sebastian Jackson got a decent amount of playing time last year, and now he wants to fire, or he wants to join Jackson Kelly. Now, Alex Ellis is probably still going to be the starter next year, but still, this is a big deal. He's staying? Okay, so Sebastian Jackson is staying. He needs to play 9 games. I can just plug him in 9 times during the season. And he's going to get playing time, even if, assuming Alex Ellis is the starter. So Sebastian Jackson, who is considering transferring to Indiana to follow his former offensive coordinator, Jackson Kelly, will be staying at Westlake. Alright, so looking at our graduates, no one is going to get drafted, unfortunately. Richard Harris, center, 77 overall. This was his first and only year starting, I believe. Mel Flint, middle linebacker. This dude started all 4 years. And he was very good in all of them. This is going to be a huge loss to this defense. He's been the leader since day one. But we have our replacement. Chip Barron will be the starter for the next 2 years. And then hopefully after him it'll be Owen Jackson. Assuming we get Jackson in recruiting. Tight end Clay Fontenot. This was his first year starting. Racked up 3 touchdowns. Cedric Whitlock. He had a whopping 2 catches in his career for 28 yards. Eddie Goolsby, this was his first year starting, and he was very good towards the end of his season. 42, 845, and 7. Rashawn Lilly, he started all 4 years. I believe he was the slot as a freshman. He might have been the slot as a sophomore, too. Then I think he was the number 1 corner as a junior. And then I think he was a slot this year. Rashawn Lilly was never spectacular, but he's always been a quality player. As, 94-man, 89 zone. That's pretty good. Mel Flint for president 2024, baby. Tremaine Timmons. He only started like 3 games this year because Alonzo Woodard got injured. And then he had 1 sack, 1 interception. Those were both in the final minute of the Mountain West Championship game against New Mexico. Parker Bradford, this was his first year starting. He was pretty much non-existent until the end of the season where he actually played pretty well. Kanye for 2020, Mel Flint for 2024. That's the plan. Alonzo Woodard, this was his first year of starting. He stepped in where Zaire McGill played, and he was nowhere near as good as Zaire McGill, to put it lightly. First Lionel Cotton, then we'll go to CJ. So Lionel Cotton, he has started at left tackle all 4 years, and it looks like he's gotten better every year, which is big. CJ Clifford, this guy was never the starter on opening day. Michigan and South Carolina are tight, 27 apiece. Ooh, okay. All right, Michigan and South Carolina, I see it. Okay, so CJ Clifford, he actually got a lot of playing time year 1 because Tyus Cummings wasn't that good as a redshirt freshman, and then as a redshirt sophomore, when Benjamin Gold was struggling, he actually had pretty bad numbers, and then he's not played since he was a sophomore. Trey Cooper Jr., a starter since he was a true freshman, 19 sacks in his career, 60 tackles for loss. How many more left? Okay, we got like 5 guys left. 6. Calvin Richardson, the kicker since year 1. Never became a 99. He's a 98 overall with 99 kick power and 96 kick accuracy. He only missed 2 extra points in his career, and one of them costed us a win against the number 7 Oklahoma State back in year 2. Sounds like a good plan. That does sound like a good plan. David Baker, the last of the OG amazing defensive line members, Rip Trey Cooper Jr. Yeah, the OG defensive line was really good. Last year we lost Victor Van Vector and Conrad Novak, and this year Trey Cooper. Shame. So David Baker had a very weird career, but he was still a very good player. So as a true sophomore, he did not start the series off as a freshman. He started off as a sophomore. Did the stream have a mental breakdown, or is that the Boston internet? Is it working? Okay, it looks like it's working, so it's probably the Boston internet. Good old Boston. Anyway, David Baker is a sophomore, 69 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. He was very solid at strong safety. Conrad Novak and Victor Van Vector are amazing names. Trey Cooper Jr. is just as amazing. Yeah, those are some sick names. And then our next batch of defensive linemen also have good names, like QJ Casimir, Isaac Solomon, potentially Tyreek Cooper. So we got some very good named defensive linemen. But as a junior, David Baker got redshirted. Then as a redshirt junior, this guy played nickel corner, had 3 sacks, 3 interceptions, and then this year as a redshirt senior, he played 3 safety, 69 tackles, 8 for a loss. So year 1, he was strong safety. Year 2, redshirt. Year 3, nickel corner. And then year 4, 3 safety. This guy never did the same thing in back-to-back years. He is so versatile. Cortez Thorne, probably the greatest player in school history, at least right now. Conrad has such a good name indeed. Conrad Novak. That's a sick name. But Cortez Thorne has been so good in the series. 243 receptions, 4,493 yards, 29 touchdowns. The touchdown number isn't super high. It's pretty much just the yards. But Cortez Thorne was such a good receiver. He made a lot of nice plays. Cortez Thorne is an 86. His rating, never progressed in the series. He originally was a 75. He only went up 11 ratings. Carlos Herman. He played pretty much number 4 corner for a while. He never started, I don't think. Ellis Thomas. This guy completed 1 pass in his career. In the first episode against UTSA, that game where we choked a 21-3 lead, he went 0 for 6 passing. And then after that, the rest of his career, he went 1 for 1. Just imagine his mom, Conrad, wants some apple juice in a Russian voice. And then the last guy here, Joel Clayton. This guy started for most of his career, it looks like. So we are losing a lot of seniors. The OG freshman and David Baker. He was not an OG freshman, but whatever. He was a sophomore. And then Sebastian Jackson decided to stay, which is really good. I mean, that's not that big of a deal, because he's probably not going to start, ever, but oh well. Alright, advance to the next stage. Transfer request and draft results, sure. Maybe we'll do, a throwback Madden 25 thing. Whenever this option comes up, I say that, but I never go on Madden 25 and check. Huh. Alright, so we've never had anyone want to come in as a transfer. Oh, wait, no, we're still on players leaving. Okay, so hopefully we get the same luck that Bengal gets. You guys know Bengal, Ozark State. He had Devin White, the superstar linebacker from LSU, transfer to him. So hopefully we can get similar results. And we get nobody. We've never had anyone want to transfer to us. It's so sad. Can we get someone? And then draft results. We get nobody. Let's take a look at the Pac-12 and then the Mountain West. Air Force had nobody. And then we can look at big name teams too. So Alabama, Henry Ruggs first round. Najee Harris second round. Tua Tagovailoa goes in the 3rd round. In Ozark State, the JUCO transfer. Alright, Arizona. This is a team we'll likely see. Arizona State will also likely see them. Army was really good this year. They didn't have anyone. Auburn, Nick Coe, 2nd round. In the Dolphin series, I'm pretty sure Nick Coe went number 1 overall. So, there's that. BYU, our rivals, had nobody. Boise State had nobody. Boston College, I know you're a Boston College fan, so here you go. I'm pretty sure A.J. Dillon is still on Boston College. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a redshirt senior. So maybe we play them. Cal, they were really good this year. Brandon McElwain, second round. And the Heisman winner, Zion Echols, does not get drafted. Central Michigan, Cy-Steak's team. Clemson, T. Higgins, second round. Hunter Johnson, who I believe is now with Northwestern, goes into 7th. Colorado, their conference team next year. Colorado State was conference team this year. Florida, Felipe Franks, first round. That's not happening in real life, probably. Florida State, Cam Akers in the 7th. Georgia, Jake Fromm, round 1. Kelly Bryant is a bum. Oh, Kelly Bryant. Anyone else of note? Illinois, nobody. Indiana, Marcelino Ball, first round. Good for you, Jackson Kelly. Good for you. LSU, they had a decent number of players. Felipe Franks before Tua. This game is broken. Miami, Navon Donaldson. Michigan, Aubrey Solomon, Tariq Black, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Quinn Norton, Brandon Peters, 5th round. Josiah Scott, 1st round. Navy, nobody. New Mexico, our buddies from the Mountain West Championship, nobody. Ohio State, J.K. Dobbins, Chase Young in the 1st round. Dwayne Haskins in the 5th. Is there anyone from Lincoln, Rhode Island in this game? If so, I think they were in my 9th grade homeroom like half the team was. Oklahoma, Terry, 1st round. CeeDee Lamb in the 7th. CeeDee Lamb's getting higher than 7th round. Oregon, got a couple 1st rounders, okay. Oregon State, bums. Oregon State is trash. Penn State got a 2nd rounder. Pitt, they were really good this year. Purdue got nobody. Butgers had someone drafted. Tyreek Maddox Williams. South Carolina, 4th round. Stanford, Scooter Harrington. That is a sick name. KJ Costello, who I don't think ever played. 4th round. Osiris St. Brown, 4th round. TCU, 7th round. Tennessee, Trace Smith, 4th round. Ty Chandler, 6th. Texas, 1st round for Reggie. Don't know how to say that last name. A&M, they had a decent number of players picked, all late round. UAB, 2nd round, Spencer Brown. Oregon State is not better than Illinois. UCF had a 7th rounder. UCLA, wow, look at UCLA. 1st round, 1st round, 1st round, 2nd round. I see. Yeah, I made a joke with this guy's last name during the bowl game. It was very cringy. So, wow, look at all these UCLA players. None of these guys, what do all these guys have in common? None of them beat Westlake, huh? UMass had nobody. USC, they had a bunch of players. That's not too shocking. Wow, they had a lot. So a bunch of players from the Pac-12 are getting picked. Utah at a 4th. Utah State didn't have anyone. Washington had a couple. Is that Kevin McKinney's brother? Brandon McKinney? West Virginia, nobody. Wisconsin, Jonathan Taylor, 1st round. Tyler Biadasz in the 4th? This guy's a 1st round prospect right here. Tyler Biadasz is good. Hey, Scooter, want some apple juice in a gangster voice? Alright, so that's it for drafting. I'm pretty sure recruiting's next, so I'm like scared to death right now. Here we go. Recruiting. This will make or break the offseason, and this will likely make or break the future. I wouldn't say break the future of this team, but this is extremely important. We are going after some really good players. These are the main 6 guys that we want. Convinced to say. Good job. We have to live up to our promise, which we will. Here we go, recruiting. Tyree Cooper, come to Daddy Westlake. So we're only down by 200 with Tyree Cooper, but Tyree Cooper is not my top target compared to some of these other guys. If I can put a lot of points into him, I will. So, just by the way, Kansas got this athlete, Thomas McKenzie, who we actually really liked, but apparently he's not going to Kansas anymore. So, I guess there's that. He looks like a really good wide receiver. Horny for some Hornets, baby. So, I don't really know if I'm going to heavily pursue him, because we do have Brian Barnes and Everett Lemieux, and Julian Petaway, so we don't need a receiver. Alright, so let's take a look at some of our top guys. Sean Briggs. He's on the thumbnail. Why does it say we're down by 510? It just said we were down by 255. Okay, that's a little bit annoying, but whatever. This dude is 98 speed. The problem is, I don't know where to put him. We don't need a running back. We don't really need a defensive back. But he's so good that I feel like we have to go after him. It says I've spent 5 points. Who have I spent 5 points on? Oh, Blake. I don't want Blake. If we get him, cool. Wait, it's the middle of the day. You're not horny post 8 p.m. Good one. What's up, Blue Rush? Welcome to the stream. Alright, William Underwood down by 1,450. While William Underwood is a 3-star and Sean Briggs is a 5-star, we want Underwood more because we need this guy. Tyreek Cooper, the younger brother of Trey Cooper Jr. We don't need a defensive end, but we could use one. Owen Jackson, I don't think it'll be too hard to get him. We have a pretty big lead over Army. I wish he committed in season, but oh well. Sandu Fishing, tight end. I have no clue how many points I'm going to put into this guy. I'm either going to put in none or I'm going to put in like a couple thousand. And then Ron Robinson. He is a quarterback, and we don't really need a quarterback. But if we get him, great. If we don't get him, whatever. I'm probably not going to put many points to him. I'd put 5K on Underwood. We will be putting about between 5 and 6K on Underwood. So I 100% agree with you. That has been my plan. I have been like heavily thinking this out for the past couple days because I don't want to mess this up. This is very important that we get William Underwood and Sean Briggs and potentially some of these other guys. William Underwood would be a day 1 starter for sure. We're going to put in 5,500 for now. Sean Briggs. I'm going to put on 5,000 for right now. That gives us about 5,000 points left. Underwood looks good for a guard. Yeah, he's going to be really good. So we need to get William Underwood. No, what am I doing? 5,000. Alright, so we need to hope that USC doesn't put in 4,500 points. Put 7K in Briggs. I think that's a little bit too much because we really don't need him. And we're going after a number of other players. So, this is where it gets really confusing, I guess. Because I don't know where to allocate the rest of these points. So, the 4 guys I'm willing to put points in are Tyreek Cooper, Owen Jackson, Sandu Fishing, and Ron Robinson. But the question is who and how much. Because I don't know what I want to do with this. None of these guys are going to be day 1 starters. Put 1K on Cooper. I don't think 1K is enough. So what I'm going to do with Tyreek Cooper is either not put anything in him or put a decent bid. Because we can't put 1K. If we put 1K in, that's just a waste of 1K points. I feel like we need to put in at least like 2,000. Robinson put in 2K. I'm probably last on Ron Robinson compared to these other guys because we don't need a quarterback. And it's so easy to find a good quarterback in this game. And I feel like UCLA is not going to put a lot of points into him. The only problem is when we're in the Pac-12 and this guy's like a senior, he's going to be really good. This guy reminds me a lot of Eric Fisher. And that says something. He has good throwing stats. He's somewhat mobile. And he has somewhat okay coverage stats. And he's a 79. And not to mention, they have the exact same face. Ron Robinson would probably start for 3 years unless we get Peyton Curtis next year. And if we get Curtis next year, then Ron Robinson's going to be useless. I think of these 4, the guy we need to get the most is probably Owen Jackson. Put in 200. That would be a terrible idea with Tyreek Cooper. Because all Syracuse has to do is put in 5 and they get him. Owen Jackson, we don't need to put in a lot. Robinson will be a good guy to redshirt. Yeah, he's probably going to sit out a couple years. And then if we don't get Peyton Curtis, this guy could be a starter for 3 years. But as I said, if we do get Peyton Curtis, this guy's never going to see the field. Because Peyton Curtis is going to be really good. Eric Fisher, wrong one. You were thinking about the big white boy in KC. That's definitely who I was talking about, wink, wink. So I want to put in maybe about 1,300, 1,400 in Owen. I just need to hope that Army does not put a lot in. Because that would be bad. That would be very bad. We know our middle linebacker starter for the next 2 years, and Chip Barron, but still, this guy could be a starter for 3 years, and a good starter. You're not good at this game. All right, so we got 3,000 points in 3 players. I'm not putting 1,000 in each of them. We're going to have to decide who we cut ties with. I don't think I'm going to get both Tyreek and Sandu. They're both custom recruits, so I want to get them. Sandu Fishing fits more of a position of need, but Tyreek Cooper is the brother of a former Westlake player, so where do we go? This is tough. I feel like we could use Fishing more because our defensive end situation, we got Brock Rivera, who's a sophomore, then Isaac Solomon, who's going to be a redshirt freshman. And not to mention Andrew Thurman's pretty good too. I think he's a junior or a senior. I'm not sure how old Andrew Thurman is. But with Fishing, while we do have a freshman starting at tight end next year in Jeff Washington, he's the only tight end on the roster. So we could use an extra guy in Fishing who's a good blocker but also has hands. Now, we don't use our tight ends a lot, which is the reason why I may want to go with Tyreek. You're going to be biased, but we have a better shot at Cooper. I would say we have a slightly better shot because 200, 445. We do have a better shot at Cooper. I mean, if we want, we could just give up on both of them and add points into these guys and maybe Ron Robinson. Let's put 500 in Ron Robinson for right now. What's good, Zachary? Welcome to the stream, buddy. Put more into Fishing than either of the others, but try to keep it stable. So I'm assuming you're saying Fishing over Tyreek Cooper. While I would love to continue the family. We have not continued the family with Champ Britton. I wanted to get both of Champ Britton's brothers, but they decided not to come. Chris Britton, the safety's at Tennessee, and then Corey Britton, the linebacker, is at Stanford. What's good, Spotlight? Welcome to the stream, my guy. How far are we? We are putting points into recruits. So basically the most important and most exciting part of the offseason. We need to decide what we do with these two. And probably these 3. Ron might be a good backup for Champ Britton. Sorry if I said his name wrong. You did actually spell it right, by the way. Ron Robinson would be a good backup because Benjamin Gold is a senior next year. But after that, our only other quarterback other than Champ Britton is going to be Victor Richardson, who's not very good. And Champ Britton does get hurt every once in a while. So I don't trust 79 throw power and 73 throw accuracy to lead us very far. So Ron Robinson could be a good backup starting in Season 6. What difficulty do I play on? I don't play on a very high difficulty because I'm not very good. Make it like the Jean-Charles. That's sort of what we're doing. So the Jean-Charles family in Kane series is basically the Britton family. And then sort of the Jackson family as well. Because Nick, I'm assuming a lot of you know Nick from Discord and stuff. He has made a lot of custom recruits in the Jackson family. Like AJ Jackson, Jack Jackson, now Owen Jackson. So this is very challenging what we do with these 3. I'm pretty confident with this situation. But what about these guys? Actually, what I'm going to do, let's take 250 off of Briggs and put them on Underwood because I want Underwood more. 5,750. Alright, that probably won't make a big impact, but just in case. So what happened so far? So we had no one get drafted. One of our running backs, Sebastian Jackson, wanted to transfer, but we kept him. And then both of our corners, or not both of our corners, both of our coordinators, the offensive coordinator, Jackson Kelly, he's now the head coach in Indiana. And the defensive coordinator, Siceek Youngblood, is now the coach at Central Michigan. That's pretty much all you missed. And Georgia won the national championship over Maryland. Yes, Maryland. Underwood could be a good run blocker more. Let's take a look at his stats for a second. Yes, he could be a very good run blocker. 86 run blocking for a true freshman. This dude has 92 acceleration. Gee whiz. And then not to mention 80 pass block. Cannon Bros is in here. How do I donate? Obviously I'd love money, but I don't know. You don't need to donate any money, Cannon. You're good. And I don't even know how to, so there you go. Speaking of cannons, the player with the best throw power on this team is actually our cornerback, Wesley McNamara. Fun fact. Over all of our quarterbacks, it's our defensive player. So what do you guys think we should do with the rest of our points with Tyreek Cooper and Sandu Fishing? Both of these positions are somewhat needs, especially tight end. He doesn't have Super Chat, or else he would have donated your whole wallet for a capture card. You guys are so sweet. I'm considering getting equipment, like, for Christmas, but the problem is I don't really know what to get, and I would not know how to use it. But I am highly considering it. So, yes, we may see new equipment coming. Keyword is may. No guarantees. I need to know what to get and how to use it. And then we'd be good. You have an Elgato? Oh, I know I need an Elgato, but I assume I probably need a capture card, too, and I don't know if I need anything else. Put a bit more on fishing. Alright, so if we do fishing, we can't do Tyreek Cooper, which is sad, but we don't really need a defensive end, because Isaac Solomon's going to be a 77 as a redshirt freshman, and then Brock Rivera's going to be like an 83 as a sophomore. And not to mention Andrew Thurman. Probably Premiere Pro. Okay, I have to look at Premiere Pro now, too. Watch a tutorial, that's a good idea. Wishing for an Xbox 360 for Christmas to play NCAA 14. Yes, this game is very fun. So is this how we're going to allocate our points? I'm a little worried about Sean Briggs, but is UCLA going to put in 4,200? You might just stream. That'd be cool. So I feel sad for letting Tyreek Cooper just go. And we've been going after this dude all year. So just throwing in the towel kind of sucks. You have NCAA 13. Cool. I don't want to throw in the towel, but we might have to. Because we really don't need him. This guy's not going to start for a few years. I think I'm confident with this. Actually, let's put a little more on Jackson. We'll take like 150 off on fishing. Or 200. No, 150. The fishing battle's going to be close. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. Sean Briggs gets 4,750. William Underwood gets 5,740. Did I say 50? Let's start this over. Sean Briggs gets 4,745. William Underwood gets 5,745. Owen Jackson gets 1,650. Sandu Fishing 2,350. And then Ron Robinson 500. And Tyreek Cooper goose egg. Can you take some for fishing for Briggs? I guess some off. That might be a good idea. We'll put fishing at 2,240. Put that into Sean Briggs. Do I watch Param Crow or Not the Expert? I actually do watch both of them. Param and Not the Expert are both very good YouTubers, so yeah. Alright, so this is how we're going to allocate our points. I'm a little bit worried. I've been worried about this for a couple weeks. But I'm grateful people like Ogobo Anecho and Everett Lemieux and Brian Barnes committed in season, which is really huge, or else this would be even harder. So this is what we're going to do. I'm nervous. We absolutely need Underwood. I like Briggs, and I like these guys. Sorry, Tyreek Cooper. Do I watch their dynasties? I do. Alaska and UGF are both very good series. Not going to say they're better than Westlake, because Westlake's my team in my series, so obviously I'm going to say that's better, but that's also being biased, obviously, because I'm the one who makes the videos. Alright, here we go. I'm not going to stall like I did with the Eric Fisher recruiting. That was funny. Welcome back to the UGF Pandas. That's such a... How do I say it? It's a tradition, sort of. It's always been there. I've been watching Crow since the days with T-Love. Levingston? Well, what was his first name? Oh, TJ Levingston. That was his first name. Was going to have to do a Westlake rebuild, but you couldn't find it. Yeah, I think SEP said that, like, after he put another team in, that's the only team that saved, so I guess that's why Westlake didn't save. You like Kalispell the best? I can't get too mad, because Mr. Hurricane's pretty darn good. Settled with UGF. Alright, so here we go. Moment of truth. University of Georgia fullbacks. I get it, because Tom Adamo is the GOAT. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to make any changes with this. If Teambuilder gets back up, you're going to do a Mecklenburg State Pitbulls. That is a really cool name. Mecklenburg State Pitbulls. That is sick. Dylan Brown. Is that the new fullback? I think that is the new fullback. Yeah, Dylan Brown. Not quite as good as Tomadamo, but... Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. Sorry, Tyreek Cooper. We've been going after you all year. Have fun in the Qs, buddy. Or wherever else you go, but Syracuse is the only other team that he's going after. Jeff, I've been watching it since the beginning. Yeah, I've been watching Not the Expert for a while now. For a couple years. Mecklenburg is where I live in North Carolina. Oh, so it's a real place. Mecklenburg. That's a cool name. Adamo is where it's at. Yes, indeed. Westlake is what matters. Okay, so here we go. I'm kind of scared. Sean Briggs, William Underwood, Owen Jackson, and Sandu Fishing have all committed to Westlake. Ron Robinson didn't, sadly, but the other 4 guys did. Wow, this worked out pretty much perfect. Kyle Rivero, Tony Thomas, and Nick McLaurin also commit. Let's go. Best class in the Mountain West. Top 25 class. 5-star prospect. Jeff Warren won the Heisman. He was a JUCO, actually, believe it or not. I'm going to regret not putting points into Tyree. I might. I'm curious how much we lost by with Ron Robinson. Okay, so this went very well. So, Owen Jackson, we won by about 1,000. Sandu Fishing, we only won by 230. That was close. Kyle Rivero, Nick McLaurin, Thomas McKenzie, he got a lot of points from NIU. Sean Briggs, we won by 2,000. William Underwood, we won by 1,860. Okay, so Syracuse put in about 2,500 points. And UCLA put in about 3,000 points in Ron Robinson. So, I wasn't going to match these two, so this is fine. So, we're going to move everyone who we didn't get. So, this is a very good recruiting class. Wow, I am stoked. USC fell out. What happened to USC? Oh, yeah, USC was on top. But they fell to 3rd. It's going to be annoying playing Ron Robinson, though. This guy's going to be really good. I removed the GOAT Blake. Sorry, Blake. Joel Ziegler, we never really went after him. Is that it? So we got 17 guys on scholarship commit. Oh, wait, no. I saw another B. So 16 guys on scholarship. Oh, you like him because he went to UNLV? What a beast. Oh, Blake Sims, I get it now. Because he was the quarterback at Alabama. Imagine if he was the quarterback at UNLV. If when Teambuilder comes back, Providence Friars is where it's at, or maybe Rhode Island Rams or Boston University Terrors. Those are some good ideas. So, let's see how high ranked our recruiting class was. It was top 25, best in the Mountain West, number 17. 13 3-stars. Some of these guys are walk-ons. So let's take a look at our recruiting class. Sean Briggs, Ogobo Inecho, Everett Lemieux, Brian Barnes. We got a kicker. This guy, I was going after him, but I took him off the board and we're getting him. So we got our future kicker now, Matt Fellows. Okay, I'm not too mad about that. We got a quarterback, Hall. He's a walk-on. Nick McLaurin, Tony Thomas, Victor Richardson, Kyle Rivero, Julian Petaway, Scott Wheaton, Sandu Fishing, Brenton Scott, Ryan Reginald, Owen Jackson. William Underwood is the 17th ranked recruit. Dear goodness. Phillips, walk-on. Woodard, walk-on. Adams, walk-on. And then Jamar Porter. The number 17 class in the country. Who's number 1? Okay, that's not really shocking. I think South Beach is where they have ticks everywhere in Massachusetts. The South Beach Ticks. What a great name. They're also IRL schools. Poor Illinois. How high did Illinois finish? You'll be right back. Okay, cool, Cannon. Alright, so Illinois. We'll just sort by alphabet. It's annoying that Illinois is in the middle, though. Illinois finished at 66. No 4 stars or 5 stars, but 16 3-stars. Your best recruit is a fullback. So congratulations, RMP. The worst class went to UL Lafayette, who had 13 players come, 3 3-stars, 5 2-stars, 5 1-stars. Are we a 4-star school now, by the way? We probably are. And we are a 4-star school. Good. You're surprised the Air Force went 10-3? Air Force was a really good team this year. They were ranked. 91 offense? Oh, that's probably for Illinois. I was going to say. Sorry for typing. For your typing sucks. You're half asleep and you don't want to get coffee at 1 o'clock. So what a recruiting class. Now the question is, where the heck do we play Sean Briggs? South Beach is hella annoying. You got ticks 3 times there? Wow. Position changes. This is probably going to be harder than actually putting in recruiting points, because I don't know where to play Sean Briggs. Running back, defensive back. And let me show you guys something real quick. Insta commit. We don't have it yet, but that's going to be our next 3 upgrades. So we can insta. Alright, position changes. Champ Britton is now a junior. That's going to look... This looks really weird. Matt Fellows is an 82. This guy was not supposed to commit. So we have our future kicker. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. We don't have to worry about that this year. Hopefully Teambuilder comes back, because EMU could end soon. Ryan Hall is a 56. He might get cut. He might get cut. Alright, so we have 2 athletes, Brian Barnes and Sean Briggs. Barnes is playing wide receiver. He is a running back, but he's also a 79 receiver, which, yeah, we need a receiver much more of a running back. But Sean Briggs, this is where it gets weird. 81 running back, 79 receiver, 81 corner, 81 safety. Alex Ellis is only a 70. Yeah, it's crazy. He's going to be like an 80 this year, but still. Like, Alex Ellis did not have production of a 75 overall. He had production of like a 95 as a freshman. So where do you guys think we play Sean Briggs? Because we really don't need any of these positions. We don't need a running back. We don't need a receiver. We don't need a safety. And we don't need a defensive corner. Those are like our 4 least positions and needs. He looks like a sick running back. But the problem is, I don't want to not play Alex Ellis this year because he was so good. I don't feel comfortable with not starting Alex Ellis after what he did for us. For rushing for 19 touchdowns. I wish we could just keep him at athlete. That would be so convenient. But look at these rushing stats. 93 elusive, 92 spin, 95 juke. You've put Briggs at strong safety. That honestly might be the plan. He goes down to a 78. Does Leon Moore go down at strong safety? Okay, he does a lot. Okay, so it looks like the Ash Jakar replacement might not be Brenton Scott, unfortunately. Sorry, Scott. It'll be Sean Briggs. Scott will probably get some playing time somewhere else. You want to do Teambuilder 2? Teambuilder is a lot of fun. He would be such a fun running back. I wish we could put him at running back. I wish Alex Ellis didn't exist. But I don't want to do my boy Alex Ellis dirty. He was so good this year. So he goes down to a 78. But I think that's the move. What is his tackle? 59 tackle. I don't really like that. That's a little scary. Leon Moore also is 59. What are the cornerbacks tackling? Maybe Ash Jakar is just an insane tackler. Okay, yeah, so it's just that Ash Jakar is so good at tackling people. I'm so tempted to just put him at running back, or even receiver, but the problem is we don't need a receiver. Put him at corner. I feel like we need a strong safety more than a corner, because none of these guys are seniors. And Ash Jakar is a senior. Receiver, we already got 5 guys who are really good. and Schwend, Ayaluka, Wilson, Barnes, and Lemieux. Look at all these freshmen we got. Gee whiz. My goodness, we got a lot of freshmen. We're definitely going to redshirt Briggs. Who's ready for that Army-Navy game? We were actually considering going to the Army-Navy game. Actually, not really. My dad just asked what time it was, and then he said that was not a good time. So I don't really know if that counts as considering, but whatever. So, Sean Briggs at strong safety. I believe that is final. By the way, I'm picking Army to win that game. Army is a very good team this year. Maybe we could move him to... We could have Briggs start at halfback, then move to strong safety. The thing is, the reason why I don't know about that is because he's just going to focus on his running back skills and not his strong safety skills. And redshirt Ellis? I don't want to redshirt Ellis after he ran for 1,000 yards and 19 touchdowns. Alex Ellis was so good. This is really challenging. I almost wish I didn't get him because I don't want to be in this position. NCAA 13, you simulated, and Navy beat Army 62-17. Well, Navy just destroyed Army for like 15 years. I wouldn't say destroyed, but they won every time. Except for the past couple years. Now Army's starting to play better. Alright, let's have a vote for where Sean Briggs plays. I think we should go with strong safety. But let's see what everyone says. Because I don't know what we want to do. This is very challenging. I almost wish I didn't get him. Because we're in such a dilemma. Can Alex Ellis play any other positions? He sort of can play receiver. Can't really play defense.